and welcome, fellow bookworms. Welcome to this week's episode of The Contented Narrative. We are looking at The Watchmaker of Filigree Street by Natasha Pulley. Now, this book I originally borrowed way back when I was working at the Lord Darcy, and I borrowed it from my manager there, and I loved it. And for some reason, I never bought my own copy. So for Christmas, I asked if they could buy it. It went on my Amazon wish list. God knows my Amazon wish list is 90% books at this point. And so my sister Jenny got it for me, and I love this book. It is so freaking cute and adorable and lovely, and like, you know when you just come out of a book going, oh, that was a good, do you know what I mean? It leaves you feeling so happy with yourself. So obviously the premise is he lived his life like clockwork until he met the watchmaker. So you've got your main guy, let me just remember his name. I'm really bad with Thaniel, that's it. His name's Nathaniel, but he calls himself Thaniel. And he is living his best life, you know, dealing with telegrams in the office, and he's happy doing that. Well, as happy as you can be, living in a little room and board so he can send most of his money back to his widowed sister who has some boys. And then he comes home one day and there's a watch on his bed, and he doesn't think much. He's like, okay, then someone's broke in. They've not stolen anything, but they've left a watch. I don't know why that is. Let's find out. And then nothing happens, and then in the background you've got these bombings that are happening by the Irish. And then one of the days, his watch makes a really weird noise, so he goes outside of this pub to try and figure out what's going on with it. And when he does, the place blows up. So he's then sat there going, whoever sent me this watch, it either belonged to somebody who it either got sent to the wrong person or whatever. So he goes on this journey to find the owner of the watch, and he finds the maker of the watch, and he decides to move in with him because he just seems like a really good, like, he gets pressured by Scotland Yard to move in and to keep an eye on him as well, because he is just, I mean, they obviously suspect him of creating the watch and everything like that. And you know, when you just sort of, the friendship that blossoms between the two main characters is absolutely beautiful. And the fact it's got this backdrop of our other guy. Oh my god, I should have remembered the names before. I mean, I can't tell you how many books I read. It's ridiculous. Where's his name? Goodness gracious me. Maury, that's it. So Maury, who is the watchmaker, he also seems to be remembering things from the future. It's a really strange sort of like subplot to it, but he doesn't take away from the story. So he's got some stuff written down where he's like, I've got to be in London at this time to save this guy's life because he's going to become my friend. But also he's like, but if you, on this day when you go to this, if you end up going here and getting me this, then I'll remember the music that I've been playing for months. But if you don't and you meet her, then this is, you know. And honestly, just their friendship, their story. And I mean, there's Katsu, the little mechanical octopus that I really, you know, when you just sort of finish reading something, you're like, really wish I had a mechanical octopus. I feel like that would really elevate my life. But it's just so sweet, and I honestly, every time I read it, it's one of those I just keep going back to because the storytelling is so good, but it's riveting, and it's not just a story of friendship, it's a story of intrigue, friendship, bombing. And then you've got this other, you've got Thaniel's love interest, who actually you realise that they're not in love. She's using him and he's using her. So it's just the case of you're seeing all these interactions at play and you're like, oh, this is good. Like, this is very good. And I honestly, it gets a 5 out of 5 from me, and I would 100% recommend anyone to read this because it is such an enjoyable book. It honestly is. And if you don't leave it wanting a mechanical octopus, what is wrong with you? But I would definitely say this is one that you should go out, you should read. If you've already read, great, leave it below in the comments. Let me know that you have already partaken of the enjoyment of this book. But I would 100% recommend this book. I would say going round to your library or whatever, you know how to get books by now. You've been following me that long, you should know. But I would say give it a go, and let me know how you find it, and let me know if there's any other books that you'd like me to do. But 100% read this one. And remember to always keep it contento.